Hi everyone, it is Sunday the 17th of May 2020 and I'm just having a look at commodities on my watch list as well, starting off with gold. So gold, longer term, at least monthly uptrend is to the upside. I'm really keeping an eye on it until it hits 1800. The weekly looking relatively decent, not that overextended. Nothing unreasonable about it trying to reach for that 1800 level right now. It's also broken through the new highs on the daily, slightly outside of this range, excuse me. And so what I'm going to be looking for on the lower time frames, if I just cut down to, let's say down to say 3 hours, for example, are any pullbacks into these previous highs and back into this area here, and looking for long opportunities for until we head up towards that area. So this week might be that last chance really potentially for price to take any trades to the upside until gold gets up to that level. And so that's really the area where I'm going to be looking for pullbacks on the lower time frames, which will range from anywhere from 8 hours to 4 hours down to 2 hours. And then once it starts heading back up again, I'll be looking for entry opportunities on the 15 minutes and 30 minutes. So just to go back to that, going on to silver. So silver is very interesting. Some of my colleagues actually had already identified silver as looking interesting in terms of its key levels. So I'm just adding to that now. Yes, I like the break. No, excuse me, blah, blah, blah. I like the breakout to the upside. And again, I'm looking for pullbacks into the area, sort of between the 1600 and 1550 level for pullbacks on the lower time frame, looking for long opportunities. It still has, well, it's now an uptrend. I guess I could argue that on the weekly, and the monthly has no clear range or no clear direction. It is ranging. So that's looking really good. So I can add silver to my list now. It's really nice. That's a nice solid breakout. And so pullbacks are very appealing to me now. Then moving on to crude. So last week I spoke about crude heading up. It still has yet, in my mind, to break through these key resistance levels. It is still looking nice and bullish and strong, but and there is potential for it to continue higher. But in order to do that, I must see it break through local resistance levels, and then I'll be looking for long opportunities. Just keeping in mind that overall there's still a monthly downtrend on some of these charts, and therefore the ability for price to turn around at those key levels is a real potential. But at the same time, the weeklies and daily charts looking nice and bullish. Same thing here, looking at West Texas Intermediate, looking nice and bullish there. Then going on to Brent crude, also continuing its uptrend on the daily, but still has yet to break through these significant resistance levels. So that's really it. In principle, they're unfolding exactly as they technically say they are. They just have, you know, for these charts, the for at least for crude oil, the challenge is going to be to break through that resistance and then maintain and then continue that trend to the upside. Then finish off with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, in a fantastic fashion, kind of obviously unfolded, went up and hit it to 10,000, took a bit of a knock again. It still wants to have another run at that level. That is not to say that it's going to break through this time around, but it certainly wants to take another run at that. Last week's candle was relatively bullish. Look at that wick underneath, quite like that. It was a gentle tap at the 10,000 mark, so there's a fair number of sellers here. We're not out of it just yet. Monthly candles so far looking nice and bullish. So higher risk trading now because it's right next to this level. There's not much profit in here, and of course the potential for it to get kicked right back is very real. But at the same time, in principle currently now it looks more bullish than bearish. I'd like to see it break to that level, and then I can look for longer opportunities to the upside. Ether as well managed to do a bit of an upside move, and then kind of went a bit stagnant at the tail end of last week. And so it's not as bullish. It still really hasn't even approached its resistance level. So really, to feel more confident in the overall bullishness of this, I want to see Ethereum do that as well. So keeping an eye here on that 215 level and looking to see how Ethereum reacts against that. Once they break above those levels, then obviously I'm going to start to look for more opportunities to the upside. And so basically benching myself on these. So for now, actively looking for entry opportunities into gold and silver on the lower time frames for opportunities to the upside. Then on crude oil, waiting for those to break through their resistance level, and Bitcoin and Ether also looking for them to. There's quite a bit of visual correlation here between the digital commodities and crude. I find that quite interesting. So looking for both of those to break through their local resistance levels, and then I'll be looking for long opportunities there.